And we're going to be sharing photos and videos and audio evidence from the events of August 15th for the Proud Boys March to the City of Kalamazoo. And it is just a summary. It is not everything in its entirety. And we highlight a few things, but to put in context of what occurred over those few hours of August 15th.
All right, field command units. It looks like they're going to have a face-off here, right in the corner of Eleanor and East Water. CR1, do you have a good visual of that? Paper. Command squads to be prepared to deploy.
So what you're going to see here is the Proud Boys marching. They don't approach the festival site. They continue eastbound on Water, and you'll see on the left side of the screen is counter protesters from the festival site leaving the festival site, approaching the protesters in the street.
All right, the Proud Boys are continuing east on Water, and the other groups are heading southbound towards them. They're going to meet right on the corner here. All right, you have a skinnier black male in a gray t-shirt who has now entered the middle of the Proud Boys group and is blocking their travel. They're trying to get him out, and they're continuing eastbound. He's now trying to fight the majority of them. All right, they have deployed pepper spray, and they are now being kicked by the protesters on the sidewalk and engaged in multiple fistfights. They are in the middle of the street in a fight, probably 20 to 30. You might need to move in.
Okay, command, all squads, move in. Just limit to it this time to pepper spray and pepper ball. All squads, move in.
There's a male, red shoes, black shirt, holding a street sign which he broke. There is a white male in a gray t-shirt with a black satchel, throwing a frozen pop can or something of the sort.
There's a BM with red black tank top with a large wooden bat that he is using to hit people. He's on the north side of the street around Water.
Okay, this next slide is one of the main trigger points of the confrontation. As the Proud Boys were marching eastbound, this individual that is highlighted with the gray tank top enters the crowd and begins to confront the Proud Boys and holds up their march. As they're trying to get him out of the group, other people from the festival site come in from the side and begin launching assaults at the Proud Boys, and you'll see a couple stills highlighted of that, but we're going to let this play through. This individual that you see in the gray will come up again several other times throughout this presentation. And this is an overview of the same event, just a different angle from above of the same confrontation. We pause it here. You see an individual with a black tank top holding a wood stick. He comes up also later in the interview up by the sidewalk. There's one of the Proud Boys has become unconscious and is laying on the curb. He can be seen coming up, trying to hit the individual once, missing, and then returning and striking him in the head as he's on the ground. Again, this individual comes up later, and we later did arrest him for assaulting multiple people that day.
Anybody need a medic? You good? You good? Ask the Taylor people to go home now. Now! All right. I'm not calling on the Colonel boys. Go fighting if you get it right there. Your guys stay here. Okay. Go home now!
Yeah, I'd like to point out this gentleman right in the middle of the street in the black hat and the black shirt. As you can see his backpack, he has a bat within that as an offensive.
Move back. You need to move back, sir. Keep walking. That's it. You're on the hill. You're on the hill. Come on. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Move back. Move back.
So I just want to make a couple comments here, and we're showing these two arrests. These are two of the most talked about arrests, the arrest of the MLive reporter and the arrest of the legal observer. On August 16th at the press conference, I did apologize for the arrest of the MLive reporter. As you can see from the video, the MLive reporter was interfering in them trying to clear that area. But we also know that we need the media to cover these events, and we want the media there. And as we move forward, and as we've seen in the subcommittee report, that we have to get better at that, and there has to be education both of my officers as well of the media, so that that's easily identifiable and everyone knows what is allowed and what isn't allowed, and that everyone's easily recognizable.
Any other questions from the
Hey
media?
there. Hello, it's Susan Samples from Wood TV8 up in Grand Rapids.
Hi, Susan. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So was it a mistake to hang back the way that you did?
I wouldn't call it, it was a strategic decision, Susan. We knew there would be a slight delay moving in, but we also had conversations several times that week with the counter protest organizer who kept telling us it was going to be a peaceful protest, 20 to 30 people. We never anticipated that we would have the Michigan Defense League there with armed rifles and with other weapons in order to face off with whatever the Proud Boys had in mind. So always having the same information afterwards makes us look back, but we didn't have that information at the time. So we made that strategic decision, and the events happened very rapidly that day. We deployed our troops, and the Proud Boys were out of town in 90 minutes.
All right.
So the counter protesters were the aggressors. I mean, that seems like what you've been showing.
We showed what occurred that day through this PowerPoint, and that the first act of aggression that we saw was that disposable frozen cup that was thrown, and that started the skirmish there, and that was by a counter protester.
Okay.
So a counter protester committed the first act of aggression. Did you hear me?
I did hear you, and I think I answered that question.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Susan.